So they have MF, Swain versus Jinx, Lulu. So who is the stronger bot lane?
The stronger bot lane,
Yeah.
well, early game, the enemies, of
Yeah.
course,
So
definitely.
do you see this? Wait. Oh shit. Are you watching on stream or are you watching? No,
Yeah,
I'm not even.
I'm watching on stream.
I think it's a little delayed though, isn't it? Let me share my
It's a
screen
bit
with you
delayed,
first.
yeah.
I'm gonna share you with
Okay.
my screen. That way you and I can be at least synced up to date. Okay. So do you see my beautiful drawing?
Yep.
Okay.
See it.
So you said their bot lane is stronger.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that mean, like with the lane state? Where are they going to be most of the game? The enemy bot lane.
The enemy bot lane will pushing towards my side.
I love that you use the word pushing. So they have push. That's what that's called. They have push.
Okay.
Your bot lane is going to be railed. You can expect them to be 30 CS down and even die in lane. That's just the reality. Okay, let's work our way up. Lux versus Syndra. What do you know about that?
I don't know a lot about Syndra. I feel like they're pretty. I know Syndra is good early. She's strong early.
Yeah.
So I think she would be a little bit over Lux, but I would feel like they're pretty even in the end.
Dude, I think you're 100% correct. I think, like, if we were to think about it, Syndra has to land kind of two abilities to land stuns, and they both have a lot of damage at level 6, but they're both still casters, right? Like, they're mages. They're not really doing much. So do you see how I drew push in bot lane? So what we'll do is we'll just do a double arrow here to show that it's even in middle. Okay. We don't really know who has push. I would say maybe once it gets to one item, Lux Ludens can just blast away with E probably, but Syndra is not going to be far behind. Okay, and what do you know about... So you play Kayle top a little bit. What do you know about top lane and Teemo and Tryndamere?
Well, Teemo is ranged, and he has his blind. My first thought is, especially early when pre-6, when Tryndamere can't go invincible, that Teemo will just push the lane in because he can harass basically for free.
Okay, you say Teemo has push because of blind, which is a matchup knowledge thing, and because he's ranged, which means he can push the wave safer. Okay, so if you look at this drawing, which side of your map has more priority? Do you know this word?
Yeah, top lane has more prior.
Yeah, so if you were to play on one side of the map, it would be the top side of the map. So you actually chose the correct map to play on, or the correct side of the map to play on. So you're going to get more value out of playing around, like, in this area, in this quadrant of the map. Okay, so now you're here. we talk about all this stuff, we set up the whole scene, and now you're here. What can you do about the lanes that you don't have priority? Because they're still lanes too, right? Like, let's talk about maybe middle and maybe bot. What do we do with them then? How could we, as a jungler, what can we do? If ganking for them's bad, what can we do?
Well, I can maybe overshadow it. Like if they get ganked to counter gank, try to counter gank.
That's what I was waiting for. Yeah, counter gank. So that means that you are going to look for plays around your Teemo, maybe middle, and look for counter plays in the bottom side of the map. Because you've got priority in the top side of the map, and you're going to be countering in the bottom side of the map. Now, admittedly, counter ganking a Nocturne is very difficult because he flies across the map. So it's going to take some brain power and maybe some aggressive warding to find out which lanes he's going to be going for. My brain is just immediately thinking like, okay, that means if your mid ever has shove, then maybe you can get wards around like his Raptors or his Krugs or something like that. Or maybe if you can get one right here, this will tell you where he is. Even if you do all that work, he can still just go into lane and ult. So it's so difficult to counter gank. But if you are going to make plays, it's probably around Teemo or you're going to be counter ganking bottom. That's just the reality of this game. And I didn't tell you any of this shit. You knew all of it. So that's fantastic. So let's just watch this shit and see what happens. Because it sounds like all of your knowledge is 100% correct. Okay, so we're not popping this potion. Use your E on your wall, so it looks like you're trying to go in for this. You have prio in middle. You kite into the bush, which is really good. He burns flash, and then you flash afterwards. Then you get the stun.
That's painful.
Take 2 tower shots. Okay. So you say it's painful. What's painful about this?
It was painful to watch because I just feel like I was too greedy. I tried to kill him even though it wasn't going to work, especially because Syndra came.
Okay, so you played like all of this like perfectly. Like you literally like let's go through your mechanics. You space on top of him. Do you smite the crab?
I smite.
Oh my god, and you smite the crab, dude? What the fuck? So you are silver and you're like just gapping junglers. So you smite the crab, you get the stun, which CC chains into Lux Q. You auto Q auto. Your spacing could have been into the brush a little bit earlier, but it doesn't really matter. So he flashes. So you are hungry at this point. You want to kill this guy so badly, and that's why you flashed. I don't know if I would have flashed there because of what? Let's pause at his flash and let's pretend you've got a time machine and you can slow down. Boom, he flashes over. Okay. Now that you've frozen time like the time wizard, what would be the best decision to make in this situation?
Not to flash and to help Lux getting onto Syndra.
And why would that be a good idea?
Because we would be 2 against 1 because Nocturne just flashed over the wall. He takes a few seconds to be back in the fight, so we could get her into stuns and maybe kill her. But if I just flash over and get him my W's on cooldown.
Exactly.
I didn't thought about that in game, but
yeah,
now I see it.
If your W was off cooldown immediately and you know his spell shield's down, I totally understand flashing over there. But since it was on cooldown, it's like you're gonna flash and then what are you gonna do? You're gonna walk at him for a couple bit, and then even then, if we're gonna go into the micro of all this, you flash and you don't immediately know where he is, so you flash right here. And then you're walking over here because you right-clicked into this bush down here. So maybe if you did a perfect flash with a perfect auto attack for red buff, maybe this turns into a kill. Maybe. And we're talking 10%. But it's possible.
Yeah.
Even going further, you hit this play where you get this first stun, but then you tank this. The first tower shot I get. If we're just kind of trying to show how strong we are and you're trying to get a kill, I get. But the second tower shot, that's where it's like, oh, that feels bad. So, how do we fix this into the future? So you played everything really well. I want to recommend that you think about advantages. So advantages don't have to be kills. Having a flash timer on someone is amazing, especially in a mobile jungler like Nocturne. So if you have, like, let's say you get his flash. So now Syndra is going to overextend. So let's say you walk out of this bush, and instead of flashing him, I mean, Syndra's actually not even full health. What if you just went on Syndra here? You'd probably get to her, sometime in the next couple seconds. I don't think Lux's Q would come up, but maybe you would have blown her flash. Then you have the next 5 minutes or less, depending if they have Cosmic Insight, to make plays on these people. So if you especially, dude, if you ever blow a mid laner's flash, dude, especially as Viego, dude, you are literally just ghosting these walls right here and just walking in and hitting them from behind over and over and over again, especially in a mobile person like Syndra. But anyways, it sounds like you recognize the fact that maybe the flash wasn't worth it. In your head, just try to quickly realize when you're not going to get the kill and be happy getting a flash. So like when you're going to approach a gank, you could say, I'm okay with burning flashes. That's literally a sentence you can say as you're going into gank.
Okay.
Now, if you're playing with like an enemy Jhin, like let's say your team is Jhin Thresh bot lane and you're ganking like a Jhin Thresh versus Karma Caitlyn or something like that, level 1, and it's like you guys have so much CC that you're gonna get a kill. That's a different thing. That's like okay, we're just gonna go Dicko mode. But this is a situation where feasting for the kill ended up burning you. But so far, mechanics tight, very tight mechanics.
Okay.
So I love seeing that. I feel like I always see that too. I feel like everyone's so good. It's just the slight decision making that you need to hold yourself accountable for. Okay, so what's your thought process now that you've died and jungler flashes down? What do you think?
I was thinking.
Nice beat all, by the way. You get plus 10 points for that.
That was everything that was in mind at this point. I saw Lux spam pinging me, and that's the only thing I had in mind. And I was going bot because my next camps were spawning there, and Scuttle was up there.
Absolutely.
That's my only.
Yeah, the general rule of thumb. I'm not sure how much thought you put into this, but if you go start blue side and hit one of these, You're going to be repeating this over and over and again. Like, you are going to be doing this path over and over again. And if you start at top side, you're going to be doing the same path over and over and over again. There are certain situations where you don't need to, and that's more like game state stuff, but we can get to that if we see it. Okay, so your AD dies. You're in Scuttle. So the enemy bot lane has Prio. You get Scuttle halfway down, you smite it. Fair enough. You're kind of playing soft because you don't want to make a play around Jinx because she's feeding. Your Teemo dies to a Nocturne gank or something like that. So Nocturne played top side. Okay. Now, there is a situation where you do get a kill bot lane. Like, you can go bot lane, but they have to be, like, under your team's tower. You know what I'm saying? So if you clear all of this shit and then reset, it's possible that you can make a play. It's just that whenever... How about this? When's a situation when you wouldn't want to make a play versus their bot lane? Let's say it's your Jinx Lulu versus MF Swain. At what point would you never want to fight them?
If they're in the middle of the lane, because they would just go away, I feel like.
Yeah, so that would be if you couldn't catch them. But what if you could catch them? When is there a situation where you still wouldn't want to fight them?
If Jinx and or Lulu have no HP or mana.
Okay, so if you don't have resources, what about the enemy champions? What about them? When are they really strong?
If they got resources and if they got level advantages?
Yeah, and specifically which level?
Level 6.
Yeah, and so your bot lane's getting dumpstered. You can see that your Jinx is level 3 versus their level 4. If you went down there and there was like a slight level disadvantage, like it was 5-4, or 4-3 or something like that, or even like 7-6, that's not that bad. However, compare the bot lane ultimate moves. So you've got bullet time and then that giant crow dragon shit versus Giganto and Jinx Rocket. Their alts are giant AoE abilities. They could probably 2v3 you guys and kill all of you at once. But you guys would not be able to do that back to them. Maybe there's a situation where you stun someone, the Giganto knocks them up, and then Jinx hits like a perfect ult. But that's, once again, that's like one of those 10% plays. So your window to gank bot lane is really kind of failing. So let's see if there's any way that you can get a foothold in this game. So what's your strategy right now? What are you thinking about?
I was thinking going back now isn't really optimal because I can't really buy anything worth it, but I don't see anything I can do. So it's the only thing I can do in this situation.
Yeah, that feels bad. Okay, I'm really glad you swapped a sweeper. Yeah, you're going bottom. I guess you're just going to float around. This is that counter gank territory that we were talking about. You're kind of just waiting. You're kind of just doing nothing. We don't really know where Nocturne is. However, where do you think he's going to be?
Well, he ganked there. I think he's farming probably. I feel like he would, after the gank, reset and go top to bottom. The way the things respawn.
I'll give you a hint.
Yeah.
What would you be farming in this situation? Like right now, if you started farming, what would be the next thing you farmed?
Next thing I thought farm would be Gromp. So
check out. Side. Well, look right here. Look at all your stuff spawning.
Oh wait, no, the blue.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't saw that.
So you'd be on your first buff. So where was his first buff?
The red buff.
Exactly.
Bottom side.
So you don't even have to think about it. Like he's probably like 99.9% on his red buff right now. Like if you could check out over there. How do I make it to it records? 1 second. How do I make it to Potato. I have no idea how to do that. That has to do with like audio splitting and stuff like that. Usually just records everything on your desktop, depending if you have different devices. Okay. Yeah. So at 6:45 ish, 6:40. I usually just think in my head 7 minutes. Second buff typically spawns because they spawn about 5 minutes later. So you can pretty much assume everyone's going to be on their first buff around 7 minutes. That's like a timer thing. That you can add that to your knowledge. So let's see what you decide to do here. So you're coming down for a gank. You're walking over Vision. You end up getting slowed and CC'd. Their Jinx has 0 health. I mean, in this freeze frame, I'm not really pumped about what I see right now, but let's see how it plays out. Oh, and they've got a pink. Yeah, so this is what happens. Remember when we drew that picture of the lanes to play around?
Yep.
This is what you see right now is a result of you playing around a lane that is not winning.
Mm-hmm.
You just took 700 damage, and this Nocturne should chase you. Yeah, they should all chase you. You don't deserve any of your buffs anymore because you just took 700 damage. There's a world where your Lux rotates and you guys all shit on them for overextending, but this decision right here caused you 700 damage, and you should lose your blue buff. So what's something else you can do from this moment?
Just farm.
Okay, that's one. Let's say you feel... Let's be realistic here, though, because right now you're a jungler. You're feeling kind of guilty that your bot lane's getting hammered, right? You want to help them, but what's something that you could do that would help them that wouldn't sacrifice 3/4 of your life bar?
Getting dragon, but I mean it would be risky.
I wouldn't recommend that, man. If they're pushing your bot lane under tower, then they can rotate first. Because look, if they're under tower,
yeah,
then they have to walk all the way around here, barring blast cone. But if the enemy has them shoved under tower, they literally just go from into river. So that's not a good idea. You're gonna get collapsed on, and you need mid prio for that too. So what's something else? From this position, literally, you're already there. What's something else you could do that would add value to your bot lane but wouldn't int?
Vision, maybe.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with that 100% because they know you're there. Notice how even though they are so strong, they're so strong, like they're way stronger than you guys. I don't even know why they're backing up. You just being here is scaring the shit out of them, right? Like look at them, they're running away. If this were me, I'd be running into you because there's no way that you guys kill us. There's no way. The fact that this is called pressure. You're pressuring them. Unfortunately, you overcommitted a lot of your health. So what's a smaller resource? If you can't kill them, what's a smaller thing you could maybe fight or kill right now?
Get the pink and,
Dude,
sweeping.
yes, 100%. Just killing their wards will stress them out. Now, if you talk to any really good jungler, they're gonna say, "What the hell are you doing down there? Don't do that. Just farm for 6." But if you do feel like you want to go down here, this is such a doom situation. Just kill the pink and walk away. Don't overstay for this, because really, when we drew that picture, like if there's ever a lane that is so far shoved in that you're never gonna have prio around it, this is not a lane you can gank.
Okay.
Maybe earlier on. Maybe you're like level 2, 3, 4. Not now. They're so fucked. Your Jinx is level 4. It's 5/5 to 4/4. So if you would have gotten this pink, you could have went up and gone up. So we see what happens. You go in there, you invest all your health. You get shoved out of your jungle by the enemy bot lane. Jesus Christ. And they don't take any of your stuff. Wow. That's nice of them. Oh, we missed that one. Feels bad. All right, how does this go? We just do our normal clear. Nocturne maybe does his red or Soulless Dragon or something. Okay, it looks like he's not doing dragon. That has to be middle or bot lane because he did red. No, it's top. Oh, I must have not looked at my timers. So he went straight. That's right, because he didn't take your blue. He went straight to his red and then farmed up. Okay, that feels bad. Okay, so you're walking in. Yeah, I think this is the correct play. If your Teemo doesn't have teleport, you should just cover this and then do Krugs. I'm trying to remind myself that you actually end up winning this game.
Yep.
This is a rough start. You were right.
And I felt like we were losing, and it was gonna be a lose. I thought that.
If the enemy team can coin flip you early, then you can coin flip them late. Every game is 50-50 no matter what.
Mm.
Do you have free boots? I don't know. Whoa.
Yeah, I got free boots.
Oh, Lux, baby. That's not what you like to see. She's gonna get Nocturne ulted soon. Okay, so you're going in. Oh yeah, no scuttle. Okay. So, I mean, your Lux does have priority. If you start this, you will have a better mid laner to help you. Oh, there's the jungler. Let's see what goes on here. I like this. I like this a lot. He shouldn't have R for a while. Ooh, he flashed. Yes. And then who do you go on with this? Yeah, whoever's next to you. Get that fear. Use your R. Oh, dude, it's over. And now you just use your E on her and then alt. Okay, your mechanics are really good. Like, you were doing everything just correctly. And I feel like Viego players have the benefit of being extra mechanical because they play every champion in the game, technically.
Well, but just for a second.
Yeah, they're really good at playing 6 seconds of anything. Okay. What's the game plan now?
Wanted to invade.
No. What a missed opportunity. Okay, good. Oh, you're a little late, though. That's okay. Oh, nice. Nice. Did she miss that? Does your... sorry, I'm stupid. Does your red smite slow at all?
It does? Yeah, it does.
Slow,
it does.
Maybe? Okay, you're wanting to farm right now. How much... You just looked at your items, didn't you? Okay, so... This is something that a lot of people really struggle with. Let's do a little opportunity cost thing, okay? So... Right now, if you were to back right here, you could spend 925. You would have 445 left over. So maybe you'd buy like MR or armor or something or another longsword. Let's go way back to Dragon. So here, let's look at how much value you get from after doing Dragon. Let's watch this. So it's at 1121. Skank was a little late, but it was good. I think you maybe smite there if it slows her. To be honest, I don't know. I always buy the green one. I don't know. Oh, wait, it's the same smite no matter what, isn't it? Yeah, I have no idea. I literally have not read that smite in like 3 years. Okay, so it's been 30 seconds and you didn't get any gold. So if you would have... If we're going to talk about... All right, we'll see you later, Potato. Good luck in your games. If you would have gone straight to your Gromp here, you could finish Dragon. And so it was, I think it was 1150 that you were done fighting that Syndra. You could have been done with like 3 camps by now.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? And so then you would have been able to hit like a fat back. Like you could actually buy your what is it? Your Blade of the Ruined King. You could have done all the way up to Gromp. Chances are your Lux is going to die to a Nocturne ult anyways because she blew flash earlier. But you just used... This was your decision making. Your decision making was that you wanted to counter jungle, and then you saw Syndra. Or maybe it's because the Raptors were gone. And then you're like, okay, what do I do? And then you go over here.
Yep.
And so I want you to like look at this and think about it like, man, that was a complete waste of time. Now... So let's say it's a whoops. It's a whoopsies. We wasted time. We just ran around here for like 30 seconds. Now what do we do? We made a oopsies. Now what should we do? Like what's the most optimal jungle thing? What do you think?
To keep the momentum, so just farming and getting back. I felt in this moment I felt like getting back as quickly as possible to get my full item.
Okay. Yeah.
To get power.
Okay, so getting power and bringing that on the map, yeah, that's a great idea. But you could do that right now. So
yeah.
What do you think about that? Should you do it right now? Should you just back or what?
I felt like leaving all those camps like alive while it could be I could farm them now and the timer goes off already, so the next wave spawns soon. I felt like it was better to get those camps and then back, and so they will spawn sooner.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. I think if you would have finished Dragon and gone straight to your Gromp and then farmed up and just done this. Boom, 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 boom. Reset, buy boots 2, and Blade of the Rune King go straight to blue. That would have been really, really efficient.
Yep.
Now, I do want to say, though, it's not so easy because if you would have told me, oh, I'm just going to farm all these, or I'm going to back immediately after Dragon, buy Bork, and then go Shadow Lux because I think Nocturne's going to alter, I would also say that's a good play. But you need to think about those both, like either one of those plays. I like the value thing. You only have a lead once you've spent the gold. So I think it's really good to do that. Potato saying suggest Wolves, Gromp, back to Raptors, Golems. Yeah, that'd be like a split up way of doing it. Incoming Nocturnal. Is this going to happen? Yeah, Lux is dead. Okay. So you're doing it this way where you split your map up. This goes against our plan earlier of repeating this over and over again. Remember we talked about that?
Yep.
So this is not very momentum based. However, if you now kind of change your momentum by saying, okay, I'm going to farm Raptors to Krugs, reset, and then go to top or something like that, it could work. Now, I want you to think about this, though. When you back, where are you going to go? Or where should you go?
After backing now, should go top.
Okay. So
to farm?
You could, and that would be where most of your camp's up. But you see, the reason why I'm asking this is because what you just did, like, kind of just messed up your clear. Because now you're gonna go back. You're gonna go back to your bottom jungle, and it's only gonna be your blue buff there, which is very not efficient.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's why like this keeping the same clear path or clear route, if you will, is really good. Okay. So you. Oh no. Yeah. See, this is the inefficiency. You just did Wolves, Gromp, and then walked all the way past Wolves again. So this is like, if a speedrunner was watching this, they'd be so upset. They'd be like, man, you're losing time. And now, this is a classic one too. You're holding middle, right? So if a Nocturne was any good, he'd either get a gank in top. Oh, he's literally doing it right now. He's either going to get a gank in top while you're stuck farming middle, or if he was smarter, he would have cleared your entire top jungle and you wouldn't have anything. But it looks like now he's coming back down. Okay, at the very least, I'm going to tell you the positive of what you're doing is that you are farmed. When you go back, you are going to have a lot of shit to buy. Okay. So what do you do? This in a damage component or this in boots?
I was struggling to figure out which boots I'm going to buy. So I didn't buy boots and I just kind of started with my next item.
I think that's okay whenever you go magical boots. I think a lot of people do that. I prioritize mobility a lot, so I typically go boots too, but I'm a support player, so this isn't really applicable. When I'm playing Jarvan and I'm trying to just be as valuable as possible the whole game, I will do the same thing. Just stay on magical boots and then go. What is Viego's second item? Does he go Kraken Slayer or what?
I go Kraken
Slayer. Recurve bow, is that build into that or is it Noon
Quiver? No, Noon Quiver and pickaxe.
Okay, yeah, pickaxe. Yeah, if you went pickaxe dagger right here, that is straight stats. What was that? 875 plus 300. If you just buy pickaxe dagger right here, that's huge. Oh yeah, you're waiting in base for a while.
Yeah, I was thinking a long time.
Pickaxe dagger. Oh, it was right in front of you. Oh yeah.
I think I forgot the dagger.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, so far, man, your play is so good. It's just these little momentum decisions that are fucking you up. And now you're going back to bot lane where you're gonna clear. Your bot lane is getting gapped. So this is mid priority in a nutshell. Because we didn't play correctly, kind of, our Lux ended up getting murdered. Then they take tower. God, what happens now? There's no way you guys can fight this. Well, Nocturne was on top side. If he's still farming, it's fine, but oh, your Jinx is not ideally. Okay, now you're stuck sitting under tower. Okay, they're Swain ints. Cool. Okay, you finally get your little buff. Okay, so now you're wrapping, you're covering. Okay, yeah, this is a fiesta. Everyone's running around with their heads cut off. That's okay. All right, I don't want to really go any further into the game. I feel like I already know what's going to happen. This is just going to be a giant free for all of you just going around killing everybody. Are there any cool moments or other things that you wanted to watch in this gameplay?
I stole a dragon. I think. Yeah, I stole a dragon. I think
Do you know
the
where that was? Third dragon?
It was, I think, third dragon.
Oh my god, it's 24-9 at one point. Wait, didn't you go 17-4?
I go 17-4. Yeah.
So you have all of your deaths at this point in the game. So
Yep.
you spend the rest of the game getting 13 kills. Jesus. Oh wait, this is you. This is you stealing the dragon, I think. Wait, where is it?
Yeah, there.
Okay, we'll watch this. Wait, what the? Okay, you guys sprinted to dragon, I guess? Okay, we're running in. Lux's bot lane. Oh, you were just manly as fuck. This Swain keeps just dying for no reason. I like it. Turn on that W, the WE, and then R. Yes. Oh my gosh. You didn't even. Oh, you did smite it.
It is my team.
Oh, that was huge. Huh. Couldn't you just stun him and kill him?
I was scared because of his fear. I didn't know if he used it already or not.
Yeah, his
So
it looks like a little like spooky shadowy tentacle on you. Yeah, here you could just kill him and then you turn into him, and which would be probably,
Okay.
Yeah, you just stun him. Oh yeah, you got a level on his ass and everything, and you got homies next to you, even though they're getting blasted. Whatever. If you would have got the kill on Trinimir, I guess it would have been cool too. I'm not sure what you were going for. Well, I mean, how the hell do you win this game? I am a little curious. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Are there any big fights? You get like quadra kills or something?
I got like
Huge flank. Okay, that one was a little... Okay, if we're talking about micro and being specific here, I see that, like... So she's Zanya's. You should be charging your stun right now. You want that stun to hit her the second she comes out of Zanya's. And you wait until after she gets out of Zanya's to press your button. So,
Okay.
so I think you're supposed to charge up first. Okay, you turn to her, use all your things. Yeah, holy... Nice. Okay. And now you go down here and kill this guy too? Golly, yeah, you're farming these people, man. Cool. Okay, let's do a little recording here. So what were the main things we talked about?
The states of the lanes, well,
Okay.
which lanes are gankable and not.
Okay, yeah, you need to do this at the beginning of every game. You need to know which lanes are strong and which ones aren't, and that tells you where you're supposed to be. Okay, so this is the pre-game analysis. Is what I call it. It literally is called anything. It's called knowing macro. It's called game state. It's called knowledge. Pre-game analysis, because I call it pre-game analysis because you can do it in champ select. You can do it in champ select. I like to do it in the loading lobby whenever everyone's loading in. Okay, what's next? What else did we talk about? There's some stuff happening early game.
The thing with Nocturne on the scuttle and the flash there.
So you got his flash, and you were real close to killing him, but you kind of you greeted for it. You went too hard. So what was the fix? What was the idea behind that?
To be fine with just burning his flash.
Yeah. So advantages. Being okay with a flash advantage early game. That's So I don't know how to draw flash, but be okay with burnt flashes. That's an early game note. Now this one is a specific one, to be honest. This like flash thing, this is kind of more of like an early game thing, because as you notice, once you get really strong, you kind of just do be one-shotting people. The pre-game thing where you figure out where you should be most of the game, really important. Because if you remember, most times that you went bot lane was an L. It did not feel good. Every time you were in bottom jungle, it was kind of a team L. What was the other big problem? What was the thing where the after dragon? After that win dragon?
Being efficient.
Yeah, and what were you having difficulties being efficient with?
I didn't exactly know what to do because I wanted to try to invade.
Yeah, you looked at Raptors. They weren't there. You looked at Syndra in middle. You didn't kill her. Maybe you could have killed her if you smited her. Hard to say. Then you went and farmed wolves and then went to Gromp. Now, I do want to say, up until this point, you had been farming really efficiently. You had been going in a straight line like 3 times already. So I don't think that you're some bad farmer. I just think that in that one moment and maybe in other moments, there was some lack of efficiency. Now, there's a missing piece of what we just talked about, though. There was something else. So farming in the correct direction is important, but what about your money?
And spending my money to get a lead.
Yeah, you don't have a lead until that shit is until you pay the shopkeeper. The shopkeeper gives you the lead, not your wallet. So this, I think, is the most important thing out of everything well, that's not true. I think it's the second most important thing. Honestly, I hate overloading people with a bunch of like random little tweaks. So to be honest, I'm okay with you going absolutely dicko mode and just erasing this. Be okay with burnt flashes because it's whatever, man. If you want to go crazy, go crazy. But if you want to be like a unstoppable war machine of a jungler, or even an AD carry, because AD carries have to be efficient too. Your pregame analysis is super important. Knowing where to be on the map comes from this, and then resetting, knowing when to reset and get gold. What is a good time to reset? So item breakpoints and resetting. Item breakpoint, because you had enough for your not Black Cleaver, Bork. You had enough for your Bork. /reset. Yeah, knowing when to reset.